Have you ever pondered living in a country where nearly 1 in every 5 people on the planet resides? Picture a nation so densely populated that just one of its cities, Shanghai, has more inhabitants than the entire South Korea. This is where we begin our voyage through China, a behemoth in both size and populace that redefines the very concept of vastness. In this video, we will unravel the intriguing puzzle. How and why did a nation with one of the largest land expanses choose to squeeze itself along a narrow strip of the eastern coast? Hold your breath and join us on this expedition through the teeming metropolises of the east and the whispering emptiness of China's mysterious west. Come with us now to uncover the story behind this extraordinarily uneven population distribution. This question opens the door to an exploration of the mesmerizing geographical diversity of China, a country that stretches across 5,000 kilometers from east to west and 4,000 kilometers from north to south. China is a breathtaking palette of landscapes. Imagine the bustling metropolises of the east, where skyscrapers tower over ancient temples and neon lights reflect in the waters of the mighty rivers. This is where over 94% of China's population thrives, a testament to the region's abundance of resources and favorable climatic conditions. The East Coast is indeed the economic engine of China, fueled by fertile plains, navigable rivers, and warm currents that bless the region with a temperate climate. Now let's contrast this with the vast interior and west of China. Here, geographical diversity takes on a new meaning. The arid expanses of the Gobi Desert stretch towards the horizon, while the snow-capped peaks of the Tibetan Plateau pierce the sky. The climate is harsh, the terrain challenging, and accessibility limited. As a result, these regions are home to less than 6% of the Chinese population. It's a stark contrast to the bustling east, reflecting slower economic development and a different rhythm of life. Such contrasts are not mere geographical observations. They shape the very fabric of Chinese society, dictating the distribution of population, the pace of economic development, and the balance of opportunities and challenges. They speak of a land where diversity is not just about the myriad of landscapes, but also about the human stories that unfold within these landscapes. China's geographical diversity forms a canvas of contrast, from bustling cities on the eastern coast to the remote and mystic interior. As we delve deeper into this fascinating land, we can't help but marvel at how geography influences life at every turn, making China a captivating study in human development and adaptation. The eastern belt of China, a region blessed with natural resources, has been the cradle of Chinese civilization. This statement, my dear listeners, is not a mere exaggeration. The east coast of China, cradling 2 of the world's largest rivers, the Yellow and Yangtze, has been a hotbed of human activity for millennia. These mighty rivers, flowing from the lofty Tibetan Plateau, have carved out fertile valleys that became the birthplaces of the ancient Chinese civilization. They've been the lifeblood of the region, supplying water for agriculture, facilitating trade, and providing routes for cultural exchange. Their floodplains, replenished annually by rich sediment, have nurtured crops and catalyzed the growth of prosperous cities. Alongside these rivers, the east coast of China is also graced by the warm Kuroshio currents. These Pacific Ocean currents, like an invisible conveyor belt, bring warmth to the coastal regions, creating a mild and wet climate ideal for agriculture. They also teem with marine life, contributing to the region's rich biodiversity and supporting a thriving fishing industry. This combination of fertile land, abundant water, and a favorable climate has made the eastern belt of China a magnet for human settlement. Over centuries, it has transformed into a bustling hub of economic activity. Today, it's where you'll find some of the world's largest cities, such as Shanghai and Beijing, pulsing with life and modernity. It's here that China's incredible story of economic development unfolds. From its ancient dynasties, which established the foundations of Chinese culture and governance, to its modern rise as a global economic powerhouse, the East Coast has always been at the heart of the action. The eastern belt of China is more than a geographical region. It's a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of the Chinese people. It's a region where tradition intertwines with modernity, where the echoes of the past resonate within the hum of the future. With its fertile land and abundant resources, the East Coast has become the beating heart of human activities in China. It is the heart of a nation that continues to shape the world as we know it, embracing change while staying rooted in its ancient past. In stark contrast to the coast, the interior and west of China present a geography of extremes. Let's embark on a journey where nature truly tests its limits. We find ourselves gazing upon the vast, arid expanse of the Gobi Desert, the largest in Asia, stretching across the northern reaches of China. This landscape, seemingly barren, is a testament to the resilience of life, with species adapted to the harsh, dry conditions. However, the Gobi is just one facet of this tale of extremes. Venture further south, and the terrain dramatically transforms. The towering peaks of the Tibetan Plateau rise, an awe-inspiring spectacle often referred to as the roof of the world. This is the highest region on Earth, with an average elevation exceeding 14,000 feet. Its harsh, cold climate and low oxygen levels make it a challenging habitat. Yet a diverse array of wildlife thrives here, from the elusive snow leopard to the resilient yak. These regions are a stark contrast to the bustling, developed eastern coast. Their extreme conditions and remoteness have shaped a different narrative. The economic development here has been slower, the pace of life more measured. The population density is considerably lower, with these areas serving as home to less than 6% of the country's population. It's a world away from the skyscrapers and high-speed trains of the East. Yet these regions are not forgotten lands. They hold immense cultural significance, preserving ancient traditions and ways of life. And they offer untapped economic potential, with their abundant natural resources and unique tourism opportunities. It's a balance of preserving the past while embracing the future, a delicate dance that China is navigating as it seeks to unify its diverse landscapes and people. These regions, with their challenging climatic conditions and limited accessibility, have remained relatively untouched, reflecting a slower pace of life. But as the world changes, so too does the story of these lands, adding another chapter to the tale of China's geographical contrasts. Recognizing the potential of its vast territory, China has launched an ambitious initiative, the New Silk Road. This endeavor takes its name from the ancient network of trade routes that once connected China with the rest of the world, a vibrant artery of cultural exchange and commerce. The New Silk Road Initiative, also known as the Belt and Road Initiative, aims to rejuvenate these historical paths, not just on land, but also across the sea. It's a colossal undertaking, one that promises to transcend borders and time, weaving together the threads of the past with the promise of the future. This initiative is more than just about trade routes. It's about extending infrastructure and stimulating economic development in some of the most remote regions of the country. Think about it like a giant, countrywide makeover, one that stretches from the bustling cities on the East Coast to the isolated landscapes of the West. The vision is grand. High-speed rail networks slicing through the vast expanses of the Gobi Desert. Highways winding up the Tibetan Plateau, ports dotting the coastline, and fiber optic cables snaking their way across the country. This is not just about moving goods, but also about connecting people, ideas, and opportunities. But why, you might ask, is China investing so heavily in this project? Well, it's about bridging the gap. The gap between the booming East and the quieter West. The gap between the densely populated urban areas and the sparsely inhabited rural regions. The New Silk Road is a bold step towards a more equitable China. It's about ensuring that the fruits of economic development are shared more broadly, that the prosperity doesn't just stay clustered on the East Coast, but trickles down to every corner of the country. In essence, it's about bringing the country closer together, about uniting the prosperous East with the emerging West. With the New Silk Road, China aspires to a more equitable distribution of wealth and population, uniting the prosperous East with the emerging West. It's a vision of a China where every region and every person has a stake in the country's future. China, a land of geographical contrasts, presents a fascinating study in geography and human development. This vast country, the largest in East Asia, is a tapestry of landscapes that narrate tales of an ancient past and a present transitioning at breakneck speed. With a population exceeding 1.4 billion, China is not just a dwelling for nearly a fifth of humanity, but a giant of geographical contrasts. We've journeyed through the populous East Coast, an economic powerhouse pulsating with over 94% of China's population. This region, blessed by mighty rivers and the warm Kuroshio currents, has been the cradle of Chinese civilization and the epicenter of its economic development. Fertile lands and abundant rainfall have made it the vibrant heart of human activities, from the dynastic eras to the modern economic boom. In stark contrast, we've ventured into the interior and west, lands of extremes, from the arid expanses of the Gobi Desert to the towering altitudes of the Tibetan Plateau. These regions, with their challenging climates and limited accessibility, have remained relatively isolated, reflecting low population density and slower economic development. And then there's the ambitious New Silk Road Initiative, a testament to China's recognition of the challenges and potential of its vast territory. This endeavour seeks to breathe new life into old trade routes, extending infrastructure and economic development to the most secluded regions. With intertwined land and sea routes, China dreams of a more equitable distribution of wealth and population, uniting the prosperous East with the emerging West. China's geographical diversity is a canvas of contrasts, a living testament to the symbiotic relationship between geography and human development. It's a nation where the pulsating metropolises of the East coexist with the remote, austere beauty of the West. A land where the challenges of geographical extremes shape the opportunities of human endeavour. From the bustling East Coast to the remote interior, China's geographical diversity tells a story of a nation's past, present and future.